Welcome back. Now in this part we will see the Axios with which we can access our REST API. Let's start. Axios is JavaScript library used to make HTTP requests from Node.js or XML HTTP request objects from the browser, and it supports the Promise API that is native to JS ES6 options. Another feature that it has over .fetch method is that it performs automatic transformation of JSON data. It automatically converts the data into JSON and will provide directly to us into a JSON format. If we use .fetch method, there is two-step process when handling JSON data. The first is to make the actual request, and second is to call the .json method on the response. So that will convert the data into JSON. But in Axio, we don't need to convert it into JSON. It is automatically into a JSON format. As with Fetch, Axio is promise based, however, it provides a more powerful and flexible feature sets. Advantages over the native Fetch API includes request and response interceptions, streamlining error handling, protecting against excess RF, supports for upload progress. We will see how response timeout, the ability to cancel requests, support for older browser, automatically JSON data transformation. These are all the advantages which an Axios request has over normal fetch method. How to include Axios in your application? You have to install it, npm install Axios or yarn add Axios, or you can directly use the CDN. You can write the CDN path into your application, and that will be available. So in it, what we will do, this is the URL of our application, axios.get. Now we are calling the URL, this API, and then on the response, you can by default it is a JSON response, so you don't need to convert that response into any other format. So you can console.log that response. So this is the simplest way with which the Axio works. We will see the other mechanism. If we want to apply a post request using Axios, how we can do it? Axios method is equal to post URL. The path on which the request will be sent is /login. For example, the data which will be sent with this URL is data, first name, last name, etc. Or the same thing you can write in this layout, or you can write axios.post /login comma and the options, first name, last name. So this is the data part, this is basically your URL part, and you are calling axios.post. Both layout are equally good, and you can write either in this jQuery fashion or this simple your server side coding method layout. Error handling, same, then response and comma catch. Basically you can catch the error using the error and console.log the error. Here what you receive, as in case of your fetch, you receive response text and etc. Here you receive the complete response, that is the data. Response data, it also contains the data. Response.status, it contains the status code. Response.status text, it contains the OK. Response.headers, it provides you the header sent by the server. So these information can be received using your Axios response. You can send simultaneous requests. You can send 2-3 requests and receive it combinedly. For example, axios.all, you are sending two get requests to two different links, and you are receiving those as an basically array of those 0 and 1 index. On 0 it will provide you this map box, and on 1 it will provide you a phantom JS. So this is the two requests at a time that can be sent using axios.org. You can send the headers in the option part. You declare the options. Here what we are doing, we have declared the headers, and axios.post/save, this is the link URL. This is our data which will be passed with this URL. And then the third thing is options, which we have defined the headers here. So if we want to send the JWT token, it will be provided with the headers into it. Then you can monitor the progress using Axio also. It is very simple and a good facility. You can see what is the status of your application at the moment, what the request status. Another interesting feature of Axio is the ability to monitor request progress. This is especially useful when downloading or uploading large files related to styles, and so you can apply this monitoring process. So you have to apply style, progress bar style and script into your application. After adding this, you can basically call this loading bar, and whenever the data is and at the moment when the data is not available, it will basically show the progress bar. A more complete example can be seen at this link. If we open this link, you can see it has provided you a complete code with which you can apply basically a progress bar of the data. Like you want to upload a complete file, a lengthy file of 30 GB or 10 GB or 2 GB or whatever the size is. You can apply basically the progress bar with it, and it calculates the progress bar status, and accordingly it displays the data. So you can see this example, you can implement this example. You can see here it has converted the progress into 100% bar match function round, and it shows the progress bar okay, according to this that file size. So this is a very good option to use Axio. You have open choice, either you can use the fetch or you can use the Axio. Both are equally good. Both are okay to fetch the data from the server. If you want to wait for some information, you can use the suspense, you can use the wait and async method. You can you can use try catch. There are a number of features that are available in fetch or Axio both. You can apply this on both. But Axio has some extra added advantages, just like it has a progress bar, built-in progress bar. You can use that progress bar to show the progress of loading or uploading the file. Either you are downloading file, downloading component, downloading information, or uploading component or uploading information onto the server. You can apply that progress bar with it. And it has also one more good quality is that it receives the data into a JSON format automatically, and you don't need to call it again for to convert it into a JSON value. So these are all the options that are available with your REST API. Hopefully you understand. There is a GitHub repository that is available to you. You can you can see how I used basically fetch into it. I will also upload a new repository which will apply these concepts which we have studied in last lecture and in this lecture also. So we will see, we will implement that in our QA session, and I will also upload the repository into our tech mode main GitHub account. So that is all from the current lecture. Inshallah, we'll meet in the next lecture. Thank you very much.